often do you have stuff going on in your head?
All the time.
It's just like...
Oh, it used to be all the time.
Used to be all the time.
Wow, I remember. I'm so glad you asked that. It used to be all the time.
Right.
Non-stop, 24/7. And then I would fall asleep at night exhausted after thinking all day long and trying to figure everything out. And I was trying to figure out what I was trying to figure out, how I could figure out a better way to figure out what I was figuring out, and how I could figure all that out. And I'd fall asleep exhausted. I'd wake up usually a few hours later, and it would start again. And then I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. And then I would wake up tired and start it all again, even though I was too tired to think.
Wow, I'm exhausted even just listening to you.
Now I realize why I used to be so exhausted. Whew.
So what'd you do?
I got to a place where I was done. I was literally going to end my life if things didn't change. And I was doing all kinds of spiritual stuff, metaphysical stuff, psychological stuff, business building stuff, self-development, personal development. Do you notice the mind? Do you see,
Yeah.
do you see what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Are you starting to get a little antsy?
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why. I don't know why. Exactly, and that's where I used to live. And I got to a place.
Take a breath, ladies and gentlemen.
And fast forward to present day. So I actually got my bars run. And I went into the session depressed and suicidal, wanting to get out of here, literally, having a date to end my life. I came out of it an hour and 15 minutes later, after, by the way, laughing my ass off for the last half hour of that session. Like giggling like a little kid. I was like,
What's going on?
and I didn't even know why. Yeah. I had not laughed in months.
Wow.
And I was somebody who likes to laugh.
Wow.
And so this one bar session, hour and 15 minutes, and I'm not saying that happens for everybody. I'm not saying it happens for anybody. I know people it has happened for also. But what it did was it created some space. It felt like it pushed stop on the monkey mind for a bit. And I was really grateful. And rather than this contracted into my head trying to figure everything out, and what I was doing is I was so in my head before trying to figure everything out about how to get out of my head, which does not work. You cannot figure out from in your head how to get out of your head. But this was like somebody came along and just cut the cord. And I was like, whoa. And then I got a tool called Who Does This Belong To? And the explanation was 98% of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and the monkey mind are things you're picking up on everybody else's monkey mind. And you think it's yours, but it's actually not. You're just really aware. And your tuning fork will vibrate like theirs. The tuning fork's in your head. And I went, oh, so a combination between bars and asking who does this belong to? It's like I very seldom have thoughts in my head unless I'm purposely choosing to focus on something and get awareness about it, to figure it out, to create some change.
I love the way you described that, Dane, because so often I would hear something and I literally in my head I'd go, I'm going to go away and think about that. And I would go away and think about it, and I'd set myself like time to think about it, because you think that if you think about it enough, you're going to come to a greater possibility. But it doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. So getting your bars run and the thinking starts to go away, don't stress. You're not like, oh my God, I won't have my thinking. Like, how many of you have had thinking as your best friend? And it's truly not your best friend. It's your friend that limits you. It's your friend that tells you that not much is possible. We've got to take things slow. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's like, is everyone else going to approve?
That, and you have to figure it out before you can choose it. And you have to know every problem.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons, checklist. And you have to know every problem that could occur and be able to handle every problem and solve every problem that could occur before you choose to go in that direction, because otherwise it's not going to work anyway. And you will have wasted your time, energy, and effort. And so you're right, thinking does not get you out of thinking. But this thing of getting your bars run creates a space. And there's no way. Here's the funny part. We've been talking about the thinking and acknowledging that, right? And a lot of people that have never experienced bars are trying to think what it must be like. But you can't. You can experience it. And nobody can tell you what it's going to be like. And it'll be for you, whatever it is. I had my experience. You had your experience. Everybody has their own.
That was just our first time.
Yeah. And that was just the first time. And it is also, it's different every time. I would say it's different every single time, But the thread of it is it creates relaxation in my body and space in my mind.
And you know what I love about bars too is, I mean, there's 32 different bars on the head. And last night I was getting my bars run and I start talking to the person about gratitude. And I was talking to them about gratitude, about how grateful I was for all these different, things showing up in my life, and how gratitude will always increase, and gratitude and gratitude and gratitude. And she started laughing. She said, "You know what bar I'm on at the moment? Gratitude." And it was so cool. And that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you're on the money bar or something, someone will start talking about how I can't pay my rent, or they've got money stuff going on.
Yeah.
And so when you are getting your bars run, I mean, for me, it's just total relaxation. And sometimes I fall asleep or, watch a movie, whatever is showing up in my life at that moment. But when you're touching these different bar points, it starts to erase everything, like just pressing the delete button. Erase.
For those of you that don't speak Australian, erase.
Erase.
Yeah.
Erase everything. Start to just like delete everything.
There you go,
Just say
delete.
Okay? It's like
There's
pressing
the
the
word.
delete button on everything. Like on your computer, if you just went delete, 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 and it's like blank canvas.
Yeah.
And from there, with that blank canvas, it's like, well, what are we going to choose now? Like there's so much more possible. And that clarity that you have when you get your bars run, and that space of possibilities.
Because
is
it's like
oof.
when you talk about that clarity, it's like you're not digging through thousands of extraneous bits of information and points of view and whatever. It's just like, oh, there it is. That's what I'm asking about. That's what I'm asking for. It's like, how did I not see that before? It's like, well,
We were trying to get clarity from thinking.
yeah.
Clarity is something very different when you're not thinking.
Yeah, true story. And the thing about it is the quote unquote thinking is then a lot more efficient, and it has a different quality to it. It's not that monkey mind where you're on the hamster wheel and you just keep going and going and going as it speeds up. It's more like, oh, I'd like information about this. Let me ask for that. And then you know it when it shows up.
Yeah.
Which is the other. And you also know who to talk to, what to read, what to watch, or whatever to get the information you're seeking. Because you make this connection energetically.
That makes me so excited because
me too.
it literally happens all day, every day. You get, and that's awareness. Like you go, oh, that. And you start, like you said, talking to someone, you're like, just got what I was after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll ask a question and exactly that. You'll be talking to somebody or you'll hear somebody talking. You're not even talking to them. And you'll hear what the child says to her mom, 6-year-old walking with her mom down the street and she says, "Mommy, blah, blah, blah." You're like, that's what I needed to hear. And that's the beauty of it. You start to realize that all of this awareness and information can come from anywhere.
That you start
It
receiving.
doesn't have to come from you figuring it all out and controlling it.
Nope.
And we've also done studies and found that a bar session decreases anxiety, stress, and depression an average of 87% with one session. Dude.
Yeah.